All right. So far, being here in New Orleans has been a great experience. Just seeing the different coaches out here and being able to bond with the team in a different arena. And, really can't wait for the game to start. Just been preparing for Hawaii for a long time now and just really ready to get on the field.
I'd like to echo what Asher was saying, that it's great to be back here in the city of New Orleans. And obviously, personally, it's my fourth time as a player coach, and returning here it brings back some really fond memories, and the people have been really good to us, the Sugar Bowl committee, and to be able to bounce back for what happened after Katrina, and to see them persevere and really pick up the city, picking it up with their enthusiasm and the hard work, and it's been exciting to see old friends, and in the last couple of nights we've been able to share some great stories with them, and it's really an awesome feeling to be back here. Obviously 2 years ago when we played in Atlanta, we missed out on coming here to New Orleans, but it's to be here in the Sugar Bowl 3 times in the last 6 years is an exciting time for our staff and our players, and we're looking forward to representing the SEC and in the Sugar Bowl, and again, we've had a great time and look forward to the next couple of days and fellowshipping together.
I would like to add as well, it's been a great opportunity. It's my first time in New Orleans, so beautiful city, great place. I love the food. I love food. That's one thing about me. And just spending time with my teammates and the coaches, and making lifelong friends. That's what it's all about. Counting your blessings, because it is a blessing to be back in a beautiful place in the city of New Orleans, and just to go out there and play ball, doing things we love to do.
Oh, well, obviously, Hawaii's been, efficient as they have been for the last 3 years. So, this is nothing really new. They're, like you just said, the run and shoot offense, obviously, if run correctly, is really dangerous. So, all we can do is, just try our best to, make sure that, if they do catch the ball, make sure they have minimum gain, after catch, and or, just deflection and, just putting pressure on them and stuff like that, just so we can kind of, disturb the, the time and things like that.
To be successful on any offense or defense, you got to have players, and they've got great players at each position. They got a great quarterback in Colt Brennan. They've got a slew of receivers that are very talented, and they've got, which doesn't get talked about a lot, we think the most athletic and talented offensive line we've faced all year. I mean, they are extremely talented. They understand their scheme very well. It's very tough to get to the quarterback. Obviously, the first reason is that he gets rid of the ball quick. It's designed that way. So it's going to be a major challenge from that standpoint. And Asher just talked about when the ball's completed, we've been telling our kids that it's important that if it's a 10-yard gain, it's a 10-yard gain. It's a 10-yard catch, that it doesn't turn into a 40-yard gain. So yards after catch, we've been stressing how important it is to make tackles in space. That's another challenge for us. We've got to minimize the yards that are made after the catch because they're going to get their yards. It's a rhythm offense, and we're going to try and disrupt it as best we can. And we've got to make a lot of plays in space. Like I said to you, we've got to do a good job on third down, get them in some long yardage situations, which they're not in a lot. Because they're efficient on first and second down. But we hear so much about the run and shoot, and the scheme is great. There's a lot of great schemes across the country, a lot of smart coaches, smart systems, but it's not going to work unless you have great players. So the other challenge is they've got outstanding players that are throwing it and catching it and blocking.
It's pretty good. I kind of like it when my movie here. I think it's pretty good. We're all having fun.
What is the importance, as a guy who's going to be back next year, the importance for you to get this team a win on Tuesday and then get maybe a preseason top 2 or 3 ranking next year?
Definitely. I think a win will be very big for us, just being able to get a high rank, for the preseason, and just coming off a win, better than a loss than the first Sugar Bowl we went to. I can always feel the bad taste in my mouth until we play the next game, so I think it'd just be a good thing just to have a good taste in your mouth going to the next season.
What is it like? I'm sure you, like everybody else, saw the news coverage when the hurricane came through here and everything like that, and you saw this building in tatters, and now to look around, it's all refurbished and everything. Is it kind of surreal to be in here a little bit?
I guess so. You look around and it's just like nothing ever happened. But I'm just glad they got to put it together and glad we're able to be here in New Orleans to play.
You individually, what is the most important role for C.J. Bird against the University of Hawaii?
Individually, I just got to be able to play my game. Game kind of surrounds around the safeties and the corners. It's a big secondary game, so I just got to be on top of my game.
Excellent.
It's going to be tough, but everybody's going to be like, hey, let's get this thing going for next year. The guys coming back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just I think this if we get get a win right here, just go into this game strong, finish strong. It'll definitely give us a boost into next year. Looking forward to that. We'll be strong. We got a lot of young guys coming back who got experience, so it'll definitely give us an awesome boost.
You played a lot against Troy. I know Marcus Howard was saying that the most tired he's been all year was that Troy game. Did you feel the same way, or was that more of a defensive front type thing chasing? Because Troy spread all y'all around. Did you feel more tired after Troy than just about any game?
Yeah, it took us a minute to get used to their offense throwing the ball around, but once we got adjusted to it, it was lights out. I feel like we flew around. Looking back at that game, they had a lot of different formations, and it's going to be tough. We're going to have to do the same thing. The Troy offense is pretty similar, what Hawaii does, so we're going to have to do the same thing in terms of flying around and just making plays, batting down balls. So.
Thank you, Randy.
Sir.
For us on offense to control the ball and get first downs and move the chains. And also a big thing is going to be, putting 7 on the board, scoring touchdowns and not kicking field goals.
How about the Colt Brennan? Everybody knows what Colt Brennan's done. This thing could be billed as a battle between the quarterbacks. Do you look at it that way, and do you going against a guy like that and what his offense is set up to do, does that make you want to maybe sling it around a little bit more, that kind of thing? Or do you try not to be caught up in that kind of thing?
I try not to get caught up. Obviously, when you're playing a guy at your position that's a great player like he is, it definitely makes you want to raise your level of play. But I'm just trying to do, which I'm sure he's trying to do too, is just do whatever it takes to win a ball game.
Well, there's going to be some people that's always going to think the way they think. That's something that you can't ever control. I think the more we become educated and things, I think things are changing. Like I say, you got to just you want to be judged by your body of work. And hopefully people are just going to sit there and look at, hey, this is what this person was able to accomplish. Doesn't matter what race or nationality or anything like that. And I think we just got to continue to move away from that, and not get so caught up on it.
How important is it to have to do fun things like this week, though, and just keep it loose, that kind of thing?
There's time. We'd do a lot more fun things if it wasn't for that 20-hour rule, When you have to fit everything in within a certain time frame, we're going to milk every minute that we have within the rules, and they need a 20-hour rule for be able to do the schoolwork and everything else, but it is nice to not be on such a tight schedule that you can just mess around a little bit, have some fun. Oh yeah, it's a great contrast of style of play. It's a great contrast of cultures too. It's just an interesting thing to watch, and I am intimately involved in it, and I still don't know what to really expect. I don't know once we clash how it's all going to come out. It's I guess that's true of any game, but we just don't know what we're up against, and I'm not sure they know what they're up against until we just start playing.
Mark, have you sensed a different level of preparedness compared to years ago against West Virginia?
Well, I think we're probably more focused right now, and it starts from the top. Not to say we weren't focused at all. We were going through our bowl routine. We were trying to get prepared and have some fun and all that kind of thing. But I think we've been. I don't know. I just think we have a little different edge this game than maybe we had been.
Why is that, you think?
We want to win. We don't want to get caught with our pants down, We want to be ready.